a Kriesler 1181 from about 1958 or a little bit later maybe. It's actually quite an interesting little radio. It's quite modern looking, if you get my drift. So let's have a look at it. Okay, so this is it on the bench. It's quite modern looking, as I said, and it's got the curved down the feet down the bottom here, as well as a curved dial plate, and the rest of it is angular, so take it how you will. Okay, so let's turn it around and have a look at the back of it. I haven't turned this one on. This is inside the back. I do have the back for it. You can see that there. It's a 4-valve jobby, this one. There is a 5-valve model by the looks of it. In fact, there is a 5-valve model, and yeah, so let's get into it. This, by the way, is the back, and it's quite interesting. It's got, I don't know whether you can see this on camera, but it's got these little stars in the plastic. So that's from the moulding. It's all got these patterns in it. It's quite pretty, actually. Yeah, it's pretty filthy, as you would expect. This has got the original label on the bottom, although it's in a bit of a worn condition. It's still there though. It's actually got the valves on the bottom too. So, lists 5 valves. Maybe I've missed one. Okay, this is outside the case, of course, the chassis, and this is inside the case. So it looks like it had a pink speaker grill there, not white as it looks like from the other side. This is obviously faded on this side, so it might be a bit hard to find another piece of cloth for it, but I might actually do that, sort of bring it to life. Of course, it's pretty filthy. I had a bit of trouble getting it out because of the lips on it, and especially down the bottom, and these back screws are there too. So put this aside. And let's have a look at the chassis. Okay, so I was wrong. It is a 5-valve set, so it looks like it's pretty cheaply made too. The minimum amount of metal. There's big open gaps in them. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 valves. What else can we see? Ooh, the transformer's been chewed at by some little bug at some stage, but they haven't got very far with it, so I'll have to cover that with cap-on tape. There's a little bit of rust or some, oh no, it's not rust. It looks like it was foam or something sat up there, but it's all disintegrated. Yeah. So there's a piece of felt. It looks like there was felt along there. So the speaker looks okay. Not scratchy at all, like those AWAs were. So that's a good thing, because it's fairly difficult to get these oval speakers these days. Yes, that is just actually paper stuck on there. unfortunately it's begun, maybe the bug or something that was in here ate it. Let's have a look underneath. And this is a fairly heavy set given its size. Yeah, so there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 paper caps and the 2 electrolytics which will need to be replaced straight off. The power cord, grey one. Unfortunately you can't get this figure 8 stuff anymore, and let alone in the colours. There was white at some stage. Can't remember, maybe 5 years ago you could still get the white, but I haven't seen it for 3 or 4 years at least. Okay, so I'll replace the paper caps and the electrolytics, and we'll go from there. Actually, let's power it up and see if it works first. Okay, so it is all plugged in and ready to go. So I'll just move around and turn on the variac. Oops, sorry. And we'll power it up. Okay, oh, that's good. The dial lights are on. We're currently on 180 volts. So I forgot to turn the variac right down. Okay, we have some crackling. Bring it up slowly. 200 volts. No smoke or anything. The dim bulb isn't lighting up at all, which is a good thing. Okay, bring in 220 volts. So main end aerial. Sounds like something is dead in the input stage or the IF stage. So we'll come back to it after we've checked the capacitors. These strange transition capacitors with the vinyl covers on them before they actually went to shrink wrapping them. Okay, we'll be back. This is the foam they used, and yeah, it just goes to dust. It's horrible stuff. It's in tape recorders, it's in amplifiers, and it's in these radios as well. I don't know why this stuff disintegrates like this, but it does. Okay, we're back, and this is an unusual cap. It is a 32 microfarad at 300 volts, so very strange. Yeah, haven't seen one of these before. The other one is just a standard 8 microfarad at 300 volts. So Kriesler often use strange values in their radios. I don't know why, but they did. So maybe it was because this is American design set or something like that. Okay, so we're back in business again. I've done the electrolytics, and so we'll test it out first before we go any further. So this is all on dim bulb. Okay, and I have to come around behind the camera to turn on the variac. So what happens this time? Okay, 225. 224. Okay, we're falling again. We still seem to have that problem with the crackle and nothing else. Volume control doesn't change anything. Nor does the tone control. Okay, so I'll bring it up a little bit more. I can just see the light globe glowing. So I must have a short in here somewhere, although that's not unusual for it to be glowing that little bit. That is actually the rectify valve making that noise. So I can't actually see why it's shorting out. Ah, I can see a little bit of wire that's going across one of the terminals there, and it's sparking a little bit. So we'll fix that and we'll be back. Okay, so that is interesting. It was a previous thing. It wasn't my fault because I didn't actually touch that terminal. Okay, so let's fire it up again. Okay, so now we're showing to 40 volts and we're falling. The light globe is glowing, but not quite so much. Okay, so the voltage and current are a little bit better. And we're not getting that short anymore with that sparking on that cap. So some of these caps, these paper caps, they look pretty fried. That one's getting quite hot, that valve. This one is slightly warm. Slightly warm. And this output valve is stone cold. Yeah. Okay, so let's continue on and we'll be back in a little while. I've replaced these caps in the output stage of the radio, of the amplifier. Well, I suppose it is the amplifier, but yeah, they look pretty bad. So let's try it now. I've only replaced these two caps at this stage. So we've got the variac on and it's on dim bulb. The dial lights are lighting up a bit brighter. Oh, okay. We have success. Okay. Let's turn this down a little bit. Not sure which is the antenna.
When you're trying to juggle all these balls really of the serious business of government,
Oh, okay. It's quite
of Parliament, looking after your electorate,
wow,
communicating with the community through.
So that's
the
quite
media.
good.
How do you manage all
Already?
those things
So
from one mode to another?
So we'll need to replace the volume. Well, not replace it. Clean the volume control.
Which is the person who runs the attack against the government. If you're the manager of opposition business in the Parliament, work with the leader of the House. Your job is to protect the government and to make sure its legislative agenda is passed in Parliament.
Oh, this is a really sensitive set. It's picking up all the low-powered Chinese stations.
3 quick points. Yes, boy. A good sports show is like a good sports doc.
Than any other state or territory across the Commonwealth.
That's the Treasurer, Josh Frydenberg there. And Peter...
After the previous day at Murray Bridge, now the third at Darwin, they're loading.
There's a board $1.70 to take out.
Our little Barty grub.
Aww. We love her so much.
I want to play some more Barty songs, Kate.
Yeah, go on.
Okay, let's a bit of Aussie. See if you can work out here.
We don't treat them harshly. They'll tell us to... On a given day.
not a black or even dark.
Okay. So I'm going to play around with it a little bit more and replace the rest of the caps, and we'll see how we go from there. Back soon. We're back and it's fully recapped. The variac is on and it's still on dim bulb, so let's turn it on. See if it works. Wow. Okay, so it deafens you and then it settles down. Very interesting. Not sure that I want this to wake up to in the morning, but okay, so we better turn this off or change the station. It's very quiet. No hum at all. Sorry about my elbow then.
Very shortly, if it hasn't gone out already, for the David Blythe Award, a very important award for Blind Citizens Australia. Talk to us about...
Oh, no, I completely leave that. Well,
State of Victoria as a low-risk jurisdiction. All recent arrivals from Victoria should monitor, though, for symptoms and present for testing immediately if any develop. In addition, anyone who is at any exposure site in Victoria and has since travelled to Western Australia is required to get tested immediately and self-quarantine for 14 days from the date of exposure.
No, it's not actually Western Australia we're picking up. It's news radio. I'm not sure that the previous clip worked. It's been recapped and the sound is absolutely fabulous on it. It's really rich and full, even though it's not in the cabinet. The sensitivity is really good too. When you turn it on, it goes really loud and then it settles down as it works out the volume of the station. So yes, it's all a bit back to front. It actually should auto level up, but who cares? I wouldn't want this as a radio to wake you up with in the morning. Okay, so I'm going to go through the stations again and just see if that's Radio National. That's 3AW, which is always pretty bad.
Emergency lane of the Greensboro bound lanes, so that's causing outbound delays on the Westgate Freeway from Montague Street, allow an extra 20 minutes to the Ring Road.
It's ABC Melbourne. So it's 3CR.
Coming up.
I was still at least 1.5 k's from, the gate, and
Ed, Bernie, we'll get to you on the other side. Oh, most of it was in the academic area.
Probably can't hear this, but it's picking up lots of stations. Yeah. Okay. So what I'll do is I'll clean the pots. Looks like I'm gonna have to take it out and clean it that way, I think, and take it apart. And then all I need to do is clean the chassis, which is still pretty disgusting. It's covered in fluff on the bottom and the bits of foam too, which are in it. So I'll blow that out with the compressor, and then we'll put it back in its case. And I think it's just about done, apart from the speaker grill cloth. So we'll clean the case up, of course. But yeah, this is a pretty good radio, and it's working perfectly as far as I can tell. So, but time will tell, of course. So back soon. Whoa, that was loud.